What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Road to 1000 Elo. Now, as you can see, we are down bad. We are down quite a lot of Elo. So we are down to 634 Elo. I have played a few games off camera after the last episode where I had the 2-game streak, and it was basically to try and regain some of the Elo, but unfortunately I ended up losing some more games, so that wasn't ideal. Hopefully today we can redeem ourselves, we can start playing a little bit better, and start to climb the road to 700 Elo. So I have increased the game time to 15 plus 10 because I thought 10 minutes is a little bit too short for me, and I ended up rushing moves specifically at the end. So without further ado, let's get into it and I'll see you on the chessboard. So let's see what we're gonna get. We've got the black pieces and we are playing against a 629 rated Elo player. So let's see what they do. They open with a d4. So I think, do you know what? I think I'm gonna give King's Indian a go. Let's see what they're gonna be playing. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having an amazing day. And he's playing the London, I believe. So that will be interesting because that's the opening that I tend to play. So I'm just gonna open with d6, and then I'll obviously look to do some sort of pawn breaks down the flanks, down the center, sorry. But for now, let's just stick to the usual moves. So yeah, he's just playing the London system, which is totally normal. We're gonna get castled, and then that's an interesting move. Queen to d2. Okay, what does that threat? So he's obviously building some sort of battery down here, but I don't think I'm worried about it. So I'm just gonna get castled and see what he will want to do. Okay, so what to do now? I think interesting. I've got this move, this knight move, and then if he takes, I can just take back with the king. Or should I ignore this and try and break the center? I think that's an interesting move. I've never dealt with this before. So obviously I can't take. I think the aggressive move would be to move the knight, attacking the bishop. So let's just see what he does. I think this is basically forcing him to take. So we'll see. This is definitely a line that I haven't seen before. When playing the King's Indian, I'm giving it another go because I think it's a really good opening. So we'll see. And then obviously I'm gonna look to try and break in the center. So he's trying to basically pin this pawn to the queen, but I'm not too worried about it too much. What to do in this situation? I mean, I could push. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna push, basically kick his bishop out completely, and then once that happens, I think I'm just gonna break in the center. So is that a good move for me? Yeah, I think so. And then let's have a think. I could also, if I break here, or do I need to prepare this first? Because he will have 3 attackers, I will only have 1. So I think I'm just gonna I'm just gonna try and open the center for this side. Okay, so he is going after the knight, which is not a problem. I think I'm happy to basically move my knight here and then re-rotate to here. That wouldn't be a bad idea. So I think I'm just gonna move away. This knight is basically pretty well defended because of the 2 pawns on this side, so that's not a problem. Again, if he takes, okay, so I think in this position I'm just gonna let him take, and I need to focus. What can I do? That was an interesting move from him. I'm not gonna take, I don't think. Let's overthink. So takes. I think I'm just gonna move my knight. I think I'll be okay, to be honest. And then I'll just break the center. So he's definitely playing an interesting game. So let's see. Yeah, so he's looking to obviously push here. I could reroute my knight to here. And then what's the follow-up after though? I move here. Let's say he moves his queen to here. Could push. Yeah, I think I like this move. And then obviously if he moves his queen from this diagonal, it means I can win the bishop. Okay. So what does that threat? He's threatening here. I do feel like I will need to push this pawn to essentially defend the knight. I'm not too pleased with my position. I've got queen to d6 ideas. Let's have a think. I go queen d6. Again, if he takes, I take. Tempo on the knight. But then again, he can take. So, would it be good for me to move this bishop here? No, because I'll get taken. So I think what I'll do instead is I'll move my queen to b6. And then if he takes, I could ignore and then try and win this pawn. But I think it's better for me to just take this. And then once he takes with his queen, hold on, he's doing some sort of Greek sacrifice ideas, I think. So he takes here, takes. He's not going to jump here. I'm thinking let's see, if I move here, check, how does it deal with this? Or do I need to deal with this first? Again, it is exposing my king. If I go here, comes here, no, comes here, no. He could come back here, attacking the queen. But then if he does that, I can win this pawn with check. So I think this would be a strong move. And I know I've got a loose pawn here as well, but I'm not, actually it's not, it's defended by the knight, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay. if I check, he doesn't want to do this because then it will be mate in the next move. So he might be forced. We might be forced for a queen trade. Let's see. Let's see how he will deal with this. Now for us, it'll be perfect if he does that. Oh my goodness. Isn't that mate? No, it's not. We need to quickly think. Moving the knight, moving it here for another check. This is getting intense. Again. I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. Quick move here. Yeah. So you can't take. Now, what if I go here? Oh, I've dropped. Oh, but I made too much. The only move will be to move back. And there we go. Just like that, we've made a comeback for a checkmate. Wow, I didn't feel I played well at all. I've dropped that knight, but you know what, managed to get a win anyway. Okay, we are back to winning ways. This feels really good. Oh, I can't believe I dropped that knight and made the blunder. However, I thought I played really well regardless. So King's Indian has finally paid off. We are back on winning ways. We are back to 642 elo. So let's have a look in the analysis board and let's see how we got on. Game review, please be good to us. Oh wow, this was a very bad game. And it's 57.5. So yeah, he made 4 blunders. That's crazy. But yeah, we've played a pretty bad game for what it seems. So let's start the review. And then I've moved the pawn to d6. I moved here, the knight, the bishop, the queen, and then at this point I castled, and then it says that's not the best move. Now I had 2 choices. I could have taken, but I don't feel like this was the best move for me. So I think what I should have done maybe was to move this, because then no, I was thinking about the ways to drop the bishop. So I moved my knight, attacking the bishop, which to be honest I thought was a good move. If it wasn't for this, taking's not the best move. It's breaking the center. No, because it loses a pawn. Wow, okay, I'm really struggling to understand what the best move would be. Let's have a quick look. And it is to actually strike in the center with c5, which is what I've done later on anyway. So maybe just ignoring that threat overall. Okay, so that's something I'm gonna remember to do for next time. But yeah, they moved their bishop. I obviously have decided to push the pawn, chasing the bishop. He moved it again, and that's when I have decided to break with c5, because I thought once he takes, I take, and I don't see how that loses a pawn, because let's say he takes, I take. How am I losing a pawn? I don't understand. And then obviously our queens are facing each other then as well. So yeah, anyway, I broke with c5. He went for the knight. I moved back. Where else could I have gone? Could have gone back. That was probably the only place, the only best move for me. So I moved back. It does say that I have a better move in this position. So let's have a look. Okay, so and then that would be to fork the pieces. And I'm guessing that would mean you take the knight that I don't really care about so much, but in return I would take the bishop that you do care about quite a lot. So interesting that I didn't go for that. Instead I obviously went defensive. So he took the pawn. I decided to not take the bishop because obviously he had his queen. So I moved the knight. He then moved the pawn. I decided to attack the queen, but yeah, throughout the whole game I thought I was on a bit of a back foot. So he went to attack the knight. I pushed to defend. He then attacked my knight with his. I moved my queen, so he took, which was yeah, I'm guessing it's a blunder because I can take back. Ooh, I can take back, and then because he's done that, it also allows me to take this pawn, which I'm guessing that's what it wanted me to do, was to take that pawn. But again, I was in a bit of a hurry to get to the second rank with my queen, and obviously that would mean he probably would have taken here, or he would have taken this pawn, but then it drops the bishop. So yeah, and interesting. And then I decided to obviously go for this, and then obviously the pawn was hanging. I don't know why I didn't take this pawn or this pawn. I guess in my head I was thinking about keeping the pressure on, so I moved. Obviously he decided to take the pawn, which I knew he's gonna take my rook, but I just thought I had better ideas. And then obviously because of this, it says I could have snuck the queen. Interesting. I'm guessing, oh, check. No, because I didn't overlook anything, because if that's check, he would move here, and then, oh no, because after queen takes, he would took my queen, so that doesn't work. Let's have a look. No. Show me how I could have won the queen. So wait, was his queen hanging? Oh, I understand now. So if we go back, he took, taking with check here, this, he takes check. Oh wow, okay, that's interesting. I guess I was looking for a bit of a quicker fix rather than check here. He obviously has to block, and then I would take his queen. Wow, okay. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But obviously instead he blocked. I moved the knight, which was, yeah, he then took the rook. I checked him. He went here, and then yeah, that's when I dropped the knight. He moved back, and then that was checkmate. So yeah, definitely a interesting game. There's definitely still a lot of tactics for me to polish. However, you know what, we got the win. We are back to 642 elo, which is great. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you do enjoy these videos, please do remember to like and subscribe. I would love to grow this channel to as many of you as possible. So yeah, let me know what you thought about the game and any tactics you guys saw that I missed. Please do let me know. Again, when it comes to him taking the rook, I was happy for him to take, because obviously my goal was to checkmate him. So yeah, anyway, thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.